Ms. Honey, you say that you and Mr. Younger had a very unique beginning to your relationship. Why don't you tell me about that?
Well, Your Honor, I met Mr. Younger 10 and a half years ago. His aunt lived on the same street as I did in Jersey. I was going to the store, and I knew his cousin and not him. So I was talking to his cousin, and that's when he interrupted, and we introduced each other. And he said he was originally from Virginia, and that he was down here for a little while on vacation. So we started talking to each other. One thing led to another. We kind of had a one-night stand. Next thing you know, when I spoke to Mr. Younger said he was on his way back to Virginia, and I hadn't seen him after that. So maybe 2.5 years later, I had my daughter, and I moved to Virginia for my mother. And when I moved to...
Your daughter with him?
Yes.
So you got pregnant after the one night. You got to say that part.
Yeah.
Or else it's really confusing. So you had a one night stand.
Yes, I had a one night stand.
You got pregnant.
I found out I was pregnant maybe... I was 4 months pregnant with her because I wasn't showing any signs of being pregnant. So how I
He didn't know?
No.
And you didn't know where to contact?
No. After that, we had no communication after he had left. So at the time, I tried to talk to his cousin to see if there was a way that I could contact him, but there was no way. So maybe 2.5 years later, my mother, I got sick, and I was helping my mother. And after that, I got my own apartment. I wound up making a life in Virginia. So I had moved into an apartment complex, and one day me and my neighbors were at my neighbor's house, and we were all sitting there laughing, talking, giggling, joking, and them two, their joke turned into a fight. So them two got the argument back and forth and all of this crazy stuff. So maybe 15, 20 minutes later, there was a knock at the door, and it turned out to be the defendant, Mr. Younger. And it was like, that's how my face was when he came through the door. Wow. So that's when at first I sat there, I didn't say anything to see if he would remember who I was.
Did he recognize you?
He kept saying to his cousin, she looks familiar, I know her from somewhere. And I was like, yeah, you do too. And I
ain't gonna lie, bro, was this a chance encounter? Did you stalk me? Or did you stalk me? Well, we need to hear more about your mother. What happened with her condition? I don't know, bro. It just so out of all of the places in the world, bro, you just so happen to end up in my district. You so happen to end up in my district. I don't know about that. Again, it sounds amazing. It sounds like it can be a Disney movie or something like that, and it'll go hit smash in the box. But no, bro, it's a lot of land. It is a lot of land in this country over here, bro. You mean to tell me that you found... I don't know if I can buy that.
I said, well, by the way, what is your name? And that's when he said his name. And I was like, you don't remember Sheridan? You don't remember Sheridan Street? And he was like, yeah, my aunt lives on Sheridan Street in New Jersey. And I was like, yeah. Do you remember the girl that lived down the street from your aunt? And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, that was me. Because at the time, I had gained a lot of weight from my daughter, my pregnancy with my daughter. So it was so then me and him.
Let me ask you this. I have to get to it. How did you break the news to him about the baby?
The way I did it was there's somebody that would like to speak to you.
Oh, that was just cold.
So I was like, well, there's somebody that would like to speak to you. And he's looking at me kind of funny, so we go outside in the little hallway of the apartment complex, and I call my daughter. And my daughter walks up, and that's when I was like, as she's walking up, that's when he was like, that little girl right there looks like my niece. And that's when I was like, well, she should, because that's your daughter. And he kind of thought I was kind of joking. He was like, nah, I can't be. So it was like when she came closer and he picked her up. He did everything but literally turned her upside down to see if she had a sticker that had his name on it. So
what were you looking for, Mr. Younger?
I mean, I was looking for special features, birthmarks, which she had,
She has.
we have the same birthmark. You know, I have like a hole. You know, some people are born with, you know, like a type of hole right here on the top of their ear. You know, people ask, is it a piercing? No, it's a birthmark. She had the exact same birthmark. You know, she looked like me. She looked like my niece.
Yeah.
You know, so I was just looking to make sure. You know, I'm like, hold on. You know.
So did you believe it right away? I mean, after you got, I mean, it's a shock. I mean, no doubt about it. When you looked at, did after a while you say, yeah, that's her? Or did you really not believe it?
I mean, you know, at first, you know, you can't really just go off believing things like that. You know?
Sure.
So you know, we actually went through the, you know, the progress and everything of having, you know, paternity tests and everything.
He played that well, bro. He played that perfect. He played it the way that he was supposed to. Kept it respectful. Yeah, I'd be a little bit skeptical. Ain't that a movie? It's a movie called Big Daddy with Adam Sandler. Just dropped the kid off, knocked on the door, and somebody give me $20 to drop off over here, and then kept it pushing like, man, hold up. Hold up, bro. He ain't even remember you. He ain't even remember you. So I can't be mad at him for that. Can't be mad at him for that. But one night stand, huh? You think that it won't happen? You think that it won't happen, bro? I tell you all of the time, be careful, make the best decision. What was the slogan? What was the damn slogan, bro? Make the best decision. Do the right thing.
Like that, and she was mine, Your Honor. So,
She
you know,
acts like him.
I said, hey, you know, I got a daughter. It's time to step up, you know, and take responsibility. You know, so that's what I did.
So in between the time that you had the DNA and how long was it between the time you had the DNA and you moved in together?
I say we took the DNA like after we moved in together, because like right after that, you know, we started kicking it, you know.
So how long were you kicking it before you decided to move in with her?
About a month.
A month?
Yeah, about a month.
Y'all don't believe in waiting on nothing, do you? Everything is, I want it now, I want it now, a month.
Actually, the only reason why I allowed it was for him to have a close relationship with his daughter. In the beginning, it wasn't about me and him. It was about having a relationship with his child, because I have other children. And they don't have that father-daughter bonds as Mr. Younger and my youngest daughter had.
Why were you willing to move in with her?
Well, at the time, you know, I was just, you know, graduating high school. I really didn't have another place where I stayed except for at my parents' house, you know, and I was like, hey, you know, if you want me to move in, you know, to be around my daughter, I'm okay with that. You know, it's fine with me. I'll move in. If it works out, you know, we'll stay together and, you know, cohabitate.
Have you ever lived on your own?
Yeah. Yeah.
Own apartment that some woman wasn't paying for?
Yeah, we went through, you know, a time where we had actually broke up. And, you know, I got my own place, and, you know, it was a good amount of time that I actually stayed, you know, by myself. You know, I paid my own rent. Nobody was paying that, you know.
Man, listen, one of the most dangerous things that you can do is give your life and your willpower over to that woman and put everything in her hands. And I love y'all ladies, I do. But when you move in with her off the rip, you only known her for a month and all of that stuff, yeah, you might as well go ahead and take her to get married. Go ahead and I'm joking. These are jokes. This is entertainment. You ain't got to take this advice at all. But again, when you do stuff like that, because I'm not even gonna say that you don't want to work. You're not there yet. You're not there yet, bro. You just finished high school. Figure it out. Figure it out, bro. Figure some things out. Figure yourself out. Figure you out. Get some bread while you're in the process, bro. And then still be involved with your child. Don't not be involved with your child at all. Still be involved with your child, but figure some stuff out, bro. You go straight over there. What if she like to cut the hall room light off at 9 o'clock, but you really like it on until 10? You really like it on until 10? Like, figure things like that out, bro. Like, I'm never advocating for you to just rush out there and just jump straight. Oh, I'm going to go live with, I'm going to go be with. Nah, you might not be compatibility, bro. I'm trying to tell you. That is, compatibility is priority, because if you're not compatible, bro, it's going to be a lot of downtime. We can go to dinner damn near every night. We can do dinner and a movie damn near every night. That's only going to be 2 or 3 hours. It's still another 5, 6, 7 hours that we going to have to be around each other. Y'all got to be compatible. Y'all got to be compatible. So again, he young, moving out, whoop-de-doo, hoopity-high, yibbity-you, all of that stuff. Okay, fine, cool, but figure it out. Figure it out.
He may have been paying his rent, but he was still coming to me for help for everything else. Cooking.
Were you?
I can't say everything else. She did things that she wanted to do.
Food?
She wanted to cook for me. She wanted me to come over. She wanted me to stay in contact. So that's what I did.
When someone says they did what they wanted to because that's what they wanted to do, you know that they're doing it because they want you.
Yeah.
And you take advantage of that.
No, I actually didn't take advantage of it, but I accepted it,
You're taking advantage of it. You know how they feel. You know that they want you.
Yeah, I knew how she felt.
And you don't accept gifts from people who want more from you than you're willing to give. You don't do it. It lacks dignity. It lacks class. It lacks basic humanity. How long did you two live together?
We lived together a year before we broke up the first time. He broke up with me the first time.
Well, my understanding is you guys break up on the regular.
Oh, yeah. We break up during his special days.
What are his special days?
Springtime, summertime. And then we get back together maybe right after Christmas, just in time enough for his birthday, which is in January. And then that's when, let's be frank, it starts off as I'll call and my daughter will say, Mom, she hadn't seen him for a while. My daughter will say, Mom, can you call my dad for me? So I'll call him and be like, well, your daughter wants to see you. And he'll be like, okay, I'll come see her. Then once we get together, he'll spend time with his daughter and everything. And then the next thing you know, that's when he'll say, okay, well, let's start off as friends and see where the friendship goes and see if we can go back to building a relationship. Mm-hmm. Me, like I said, I was a fool because I cared about him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Mr. Younger, what is your version of how the rotating relationship goes?
My version of it is, pretty much it was a lot of things that I couldn't actually take. She felt like she wanted to control me. She didn't want to, let me be an adult, I guess, because she think that she had like a few years. Well, she does.
Well, she is 12 years older than him.
Apart. Yes, we are.
So I mean.
So what kind of things did you feel she was trying to control?
Well, you gotta understand, brother. If she got you by 12, she not trying to listen to NBA YoungBoy. She ain't listening to NBA YoungBoy, bro. And she gotta understand that he not trying to listen to Yolanda Adams or something. Again, they who you want to date. They who make you happy. I'm going to tell you who to date. Date the one that you can't stop fucking thinking about. That one where you like, all right, fuck you. I don't even want to be with you no more. I thought I wanted to be with you, but now I don't. And then you be like, damn, well, I miss her, but I ain't really, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm cool. You focused. You locked in. You doing everything that you supposed to do. And then you'll be in the kitchen making a goddamn sandwich, and then it'll just come back into your mind, bro. It just come back into your mind. I digressed. That's the one that you should be dating, bro. Date that one. And in their case and in their situation, bro, I'm not really a fan of we're going to take a break, then we're going to get back together, then everything, let's start off as friends. You only got to tell me one time, allegedly. Allegedly, that's just alleged. But you only got to tell me one time. You only got to tell me one time, bro. And again, I don't know. I feel like she might have stalked him up there or followed him. This getting a little weird. This getting a little weird to me. It's I don't know. They met when they was 18. Then I don't know. This shit getting weird, bro.
Well, I mean, she didn't really take, me seriously. Certain things that I would bring to the table, ideas, great ideas.
Like what? Give me one.
Hey, I said, maybe we should go into business. She is a great cook. Me, I'm a great cook and also a businessman. So, I mean, hey, let's start up our own business. she never took it seriously. She would say, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it, I'm fine with it. But then when it came down to it, she never really wanted to do it. You know, she wasn't reliable. It was just, I was looking for someone who was more ambitious.
So you would leave her because she wasn't sufficiently ambitious?
No, that wasn't the reason. You know, it was a lot of other things. She has anger issues also.
Let's talk about the anger issues.
Okay, you know, she has a lot of anger issues. I mean, for instance, you know, I would go out sometimes, and, you know, I'm an adult, you know, I'm allowed to go out, and if I just so happen, we're not married, we're cohabitating, but, I mean, sometimes I would, you know, end up coming in a little late because I did a little drinking. You know, one time I went to a buddy's house, he had just came back from the military. It's probably around 2:30, 3 o'clock. And, you know, I come back home, and when I get back in the house, I turn on the lights. I'm like, whoa. She's sitting there like Medea in her rocking chair, waiting.
Just waiting on
Just waiting.
She didn't have any grits on her, did she?
Just waiting. No, she didn't have no grits.
Okay.
I'm glad, you know.
I would like to, that day I would like to
I'm glad she didn't have no grits, Your Honor, you know. But, you know, she's sitting there, and it's almost like, you know, she was waiting to start an argument.
I ain't gonna lie, that don't seem weird to y'all, bro. You found me in a different state. You moved from your state to my state down the street. Then you found me. Then we moved in 1 month later. And then I go out. And then you in the house waiting on me with hot food. Like, and what's the movie with Beyonce? Obsessed. Ain't that yeah, bro, that, I don't know. This just don't sit too well with me. This don't sit too well with me. You got too many plans and I don't even know what to call it. I just don't like that. I wouldn't like that, bro. That's too controlling. God damn it. You done. You cooked. You trapped. You there. It's over. Hang it up. Hang it up. Oh, let me know. Y'all let me in the comments. Damn. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm tripping or not. But I would be skeptical. I would be skeptical.
Over something that simple, instead of coming to me and asking me,
hey, how'd come you stayed out so late?
Yeah.
There wasn't nothing simple
She
about
never asked.
Here's the part I want to get to. Both of you say that the other one has cheated on them.
Yeah.
Correct? Now, why don't you tell me about the occasion, I don't know, that she cheated?
Well, there was a time, you know, where we actually were staying over at one of my cousin's house. In the evening time, me and her were sitting in the room, you know, talking, watching a movie. A guy that I know, he walks into the room. Like, he actually had been there, because, see, I had left. So he walks into the room, and he's like, oh, snap. So he pulls me to the side, and he like, yeah, you know, me and Sharika, you know, we had sex the other day. Yeah.
He didn't pull him to a side.
So I'm like, oh, really?
Hang on, did you get busted like that?
No. Me and him had an argument. He left for 3.5 days. He came back on the 4th day. To me, it was a setup. We were at the store. Him and the guy were talking to each other. And then the next thing you know, we come out the store together, and the boy walks up to him and says, is that your girlfriend? He goes, yeah. So I said, who is he? He tries to play, oh, I don't know who he is. So I never paid it no mind. So later on that day, we were at his cousin's house. We had watched the movie. Yes, we did. We fell asleep. The next thing you know, it was like awful funny. He went out the room, because I can feel him when he climbed over me. He went out the room, quote unquote.
Hold up. Climbed over you?
Yeah, because the way we were in the bed, he was up against the wall.
Who was in the bed?
He was. Brees, Mr. Younger was. He was in the bed, up against the wall, so he climbed over me and got out the bed. So I never paid it no mind. I just turned over. The next thing you know, Mr. Younger comes and gets back in the bed, and then 3 seconds later, somebody's knocking on the bedroom door. So I gets up, I opens up the bedroom door, and the next thing you know, it's the same guy that asked him if we were together. Was like, oh yeah, you know, I messed with her, this, that, and the third. So they both standing. He's standing there laughing. Just like, it's just
but
like,
had you ever messed with this guy?
No, I didn't. I later found out Mr. Younger planned it so that he can go to Florida to be with the girl that he ended up in Florida with, showing all of his pictures on the social media. Oh, this is my wife. How was that your wife after a week of being in Florida?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's gaslighting at A+ level, bro. That is gaslighting at A+ level. She in the house crying because she thinking that you upset and that she cheated on you whole time. You not even in the tri-state area, dog. You down Florida. You down Florida cruising. Make sure that the carnival ship don't leave and all of that. That's diabolical, bro. That is anybody who can plan or want to set that up to me to go that far, you got it. You got it, bro. Listen, don't even include. Just go ahead and do whatever you gonna do. Don't even go through all of that. You ain't even gotta put yourself through all of that. If you allowed a complete random stranger to come into your home at 3:00 in the morning to guilt trip your wife to go into a trip, I ain't. What can I tell you? I like the video. I can tell you to like the video. I can tell you that. But damn, that's like, is it getting weird to y'all? I've been saying it. I've been saying it the whole time. Y'all let me know. But it's like it's kind of getting a little bit weird, bro.
You say, well, since we're into it, you say that he's cheated on at least 8 women.
That I know of, yes.
On you with at least 8 women.
I know of.
Do you co-sign on any of that?
Your Honor, I'm not an angel. You know, I'm
so
just a man.
So the answer is yes.
I have, but I have.
You don't think it was 8?
No,
it's been more than 8.
It wasn't 8.
It's more than 8.
It wasn't 8, Your Honor.
8 is only one that I knew of when we got sick, after we broke up. I later found out it was more than 8 women. Mr. Younger was like 13 or 14 different women during the time that we were together.
Let me ask you this one question. We're going to keep it moving. He makes an effort to secure money and or property from the women with whom he cheats.
That's correct.
How do you, well, first of all, do you co-sign on that?
No.
You had to think about that.
I don't co-sign on it because it's not exact. I mean, the way she's telling
exactly how does it work?
I mean, these women, you know, it's a couple women that I admit, you know, that I had affairs with, you know, and it's not that I'm making sure, you know, that they have a place or money or nothing like that. They just so happen to have that when I meet them.
And they give it to you. And they give you stuff.
And they give it to me.
It's like, holy cow. And how can you take it? Mr. Young, women who take money from, you know, like have a young chick and this old dude, she's giving her money, she's a gold digger. It's just kind of tacky and wrong. How is that any different from what you're doing? You got 20 seconds.
All right. I mean, it's nothing different. And I mean, you know, she met me when I was about 19, 20 years old. Mm-hmm. I did things, you know, which I admitted to, but she feels like she has to hold the past against me. So I felt, hey.
And I understand youthful ignorance and idiocy, because I was
now, yeah.
I was young once too.
Yeah.
I was 19, 20. You just don't get to skip to 56. You got to go through all of those.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I never did anything like that.
Well,
I never took anything that didn't belong to me. I never misused anybody's emotions or feelings. I never cheated on anybody. I never did that. And I don't think youthful indiscretion makes up for or is a substitute for moral degradation. Do you see?
Morals, bro. It all comes down to your morals. And my thing with it is, a lot of people today act like that's it's impossible. Like, there's still people out here with morals. I know for me, like with me, bro, never date a married woman. I don't deal with women in relationships, bro. Oh, I got a boy. All right, cool. Best of luck to y'all. You know, stay with him. Y'all work that shit out. And you keep it pushing. You keep it pushing, bro. And again, like with the money, like just because they offered it to you don't mean that you should take it. Don't mean that you should take it. I'll give y'all a story. I'll give you a little quick story time. Had a lady friend. She had her own spot. I had my own spot. But I would go to her crib because it was in a nicer neighborhood. I'll be honest with y'all. It was in a way nicer neighborhood. Cool. So I'm going over there. I'm chilling, chopping it up, start staying the night. Boom. Y'all know how it gets. You stay the night. You might get there around, I don't know, whatever time. You get there whatever time you get there. Sometimes she might be asleep. You got to call her 15 times. Eventually, she came up with the idea. She was like, well, Instead of whatchamacallit, I'll never forget. I went over there. We had dinner. We was having dinner or something like that. I think we had Wingstop or something like that. We was having dinner, and she was like, "Hey," she was like, instead of you keep coming over here knocking on the door, and I gotta get up. She was like, "Just take the key." She was like, what is it? Not print it. Yeah, when you cut the key out, I cut you a key, whatever the case may be, and she slid me the key. And I slid her the key right back. I'm like, man, I can't take that. She like, why? She's like, it's okay, I understand. I want you to have, you can come whenever you want, whatever. I'm like, man, listen, to be honest with you, as an adult, bro, I'm like, man, I don't pay no bills here. I don't pay no, like, we, fool around with cooking together and stuff like that. All right, fine, cool. I bring over, some lettuce, whatever the case may be, and then we cool and we good. But I'm like, I can't take a key to your home. I just felt like that was a lot. Morally, I'm like, nah, like, again, it was a different situation. Y'all get the gist of the story. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Just because it looked good and everything that glitter ain't gold. Everything that glitter ain't gold. And she was a great young woman. I probably should have took that key. But let's finish the story.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Everybody's young. I did stupid things. But there was a rule of law, there was a bar, there were certain things I couldn't do, and I don't think that I was young and I was dumb gets it.
I wasn't just a gigolo.
And that's what he wanted.
And I don't want to talk about it anymore. You people are making me crazy. You want $888 from Mr. Younger. Why don't you tell me why?
For him to take for my daughter to do ballet lessons.
Okay, now, after 7 years, he's left the home, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he pay child support?
No, ma'am. He takes care of his daughter. As far as if she needs clothes, he buys them. It's the quality time that they lack when
Do you see
we're
her?
not in a relationship.
See her. I spend time with her when I can, when I'm not working. One time she said my daughter...
You don't sleep with him anymore, do you?
No, ma'am.
One time she told me that my daughter wanted to see me, right? I break my neck to get over, to see her. My daughter just out of the blue just starts crying like, I'm like, what's wrong with you? I thought you wanted to see me. She was like, I want to go swimming, this, that, and the third. I'm like, I thought you wanted to spend time with me. I said, no, you're going to come with me today because I wanted to ask her if everything was true. And I talked to her and I asked her, was what her mother was saying was true? And she said no.
Oh,
none of these things are true.
She
won't agree. She won't
Don't do that.
She won't agree with anything that you say.
Stop it. Don't do that. Don't bring your kids and inquire of your kids what your mother's saying is true and not true. They shouldn't hear about it. They shouldn't know about it. I don't care what she said or did. You don't grill. You come over, you see them, you bring them something, you play around, you dance in the living room, you kiss them, you buy them ice cream, and then you act right. You don't ask them stuff like that.
You're right.
Why do you want... You want to give her $888 for some ballet lessons?
I don't mind her going to ballet lessons, if that's what she wants to do.
$888 in favor of Mrs. Hunter. You need to get a clue.